Hey guys, welcome to a special video. So this video is my journey video. I've been gone for a while. I started coming back a little bit here and there, and I just wanted to catch you guys up on what's been going on in my life and everything. Let's get started. So as you guys know, I've always had long hair. Different styles, everything like that. I just really like, and you see my rainbow, I just really like my long hair. So in January, 2022, it was like at the end of January, I was just at home, kicking and hanging out, chilling on the couch, and I was like scratching my neck or whatever, and I felt like a little bump. And as I kept like kind of feeling around or whatever, I felt like it was like a lump, not just a bump. But it was like a tiny thing, and I thought maybe I had got bit by a mosquito, some kind of insect, something. So I kind of was worried about it, but at the same time, no. Like my family was like, "No, you good," So I kind of let it like go on, and I kept checking it. I put like like cream on it, made like a little hot towel, put an ice pack, just stuff like that on it. It wasn't really hurting. It's just something that I found, you know. So I was just trying to take care of it, get it down, get it away. After about, I'm gonna say like a week, maybe a week and a half, I was like worried because I felt like it got bigger. And so I went to a clinic and they like felt it or whatever. And they were like, hey, let's do a sonogram on your neck. And I was like, literally never heard about a sonogram on your neck. Like, I was like, that's not what it's for. But they were like, you have these things called nodules, which I didn't even know what that was. Like I was like, oh, what? And they were like, oh, you have nodules, and you need to go get your thyroid checked. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, yo, thyroid, my thyroid. I was like, what's that? Now it's not like I've never heard of it because I probably have, but it's not something that I was even concerned about or anything. I was just like, a thyroid. Where is that? Is that my voice? Is that my esophagus? Is that my neck? Like, where's the thyroid? Like, I was like, okay. So the clinic ended up giving me an endocrinologist's number, and I didn't know what that was either. So I went, and it took until, let's see, this was like the end of January. So I didn't have my first appointment until March. During that time, like, wasn't feeling anything different. Um, well, I was feeling something different, but now that I know, but at that time, I just chalked it up to like life. You know what I'm saying? So, I went to this endocrinologist, and when I walked in, it was like diabetic clinic and high blood pressure clinic and endocrinologist, and I was like, so does that mean I have diabetes? Like, I was so lost. Like, I even Googled, but like, Google's gonna tell you all kinds of crazy stuff when you're looking at medical stuff, and so I was just like, who's right? I didn't know. Anyway, so I went to this appointment, and that doctor at that time was like, "Oh, you just got a sonogram done. They say they're really small nodules. I'm gonna take some blood work. I'm gonna put you on this medication, and you're gonna be fine. And I'll see you in July." I was like, "Okay." I wasn't feeling bad. I was just worried about the lump. But she was really confident that everything was fine. I was like, "Okay, let's just keep living life." Um, so as I went home or whatever like that, I was feeling fine. I was taking the medication. It was a very low dosage of thyroid medication, and but I was feeling okay. Um, as like a month passed, it's about April ish or whatever, and I felt like it was getting bigger, and it was starting to be painful, and I started to be really really tired, and I noticed that my hair was like every time I like combed it, washed it, brushed it, like it was like more coming out than usual. And I was like, hmm. But, I'm just shocked, how you just be in your head and stuff. So I was like, whatever. But it kept hurting and getting bigger. So then by like the end of April, the beginning of May, I started like saying like, hey, this lump is hurting, and it's very uncomfortable. So I went back into the endocrinologist, and she's like, okay, let's do a sonogram. I mean, and I did a sonogram, and she was just like, these are way bigger than what the clinic said they were. Maybe they just didn't know how to measure them right. And I was like, well, is there a possibility that they could have grown? And that doctor was like, oh man, these nodules grow at a very slow rate. Like, it wouldn't have grown this much in this small amount of time. She's like, let's do a biopsy right now. So I do a biopsy, which was 6 needles. Okay, the needles were not this big, but the needle part was like this long, and stuck it in my neck. 3 on this side. Well, it was like 4 on this side, and then, okay, there was 7. So 4 on this side, 3 on this side. And all I had was an ice pack, probably like 30 minutes prior. And she had like this like numbing spray that didn't work. Okay, I just want to let y'all know that numbing spray do not work. Maybe it does, maybe it just wasn't working on me, but it was the most uncomfortable, most painful, most, I don't want to ever have to do that again. Like, it was no. When people ask me like, "Oh, was it did it hurt?" Yes, it hurt. Yes, it hurt. You know how people be like, "Oh my gosh, no, it was a no, it hurt. It hurt." So, mm-mm. So after I did that, I had to go back home, and I had asked her, like, I was like, hey, what are the symptoms of having like a bad thyroid or a low thyroid or whatever's going on? And she was like, your hair can thin, or it can fall out, or, you have stress, you have fatigue, you have infertility, you have, um, what is it, anxiety. And I was like, besides the hair loss, isn't that everyday life? Like, now I can see, like, I was experiencing those things, but didn't know, because being an adult who doesn't have anxiety, who doesn't have stress, who doesn't have fatigue, because we be tired and we be either running after kids, running after our job, running after our families, or even if we did by ourselves, we just running. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to be an adult. So I didn't think of those things as part of the symptoms. The only thing that I was worried about is like my hair. So I was like, oh, I'm on the fence of cutting my hair anyway, just to do something new. So I was like, let's just get on top of this thing. So I ended up going to my beautician in my hometown when I had went home at one point to visit family. I went there and was like, let's cut it off. Now, I have never said those words to her. Well, I did get my hair cut for my wedding a long time ago, but it wasn't like this. And so, like, I was like, let's cut it off, let's color it, let's just do something different. And she was like, what? And so, but I didn't want to get it cut too short, because I am not really good at my hair. So I just got it cut like in this style and was like super happy about it.